There comes a moment, quiet, slow, almost unnoticeable, when something inside you simply stops reaching. Not out of bitterness, but out of revelation. You stop offering explanations to those committed to misunderstanding you. You stop softening your edges for people who only ever plan to sharpen their own against you. It's not defiance, it's not rebellion, it's something else, something far more ancient. Something that feels like truth. Carl Jung understood it well, that the psyche is not seeking comfort, it's seeking wholeness. And the path to that wholeness is paved not with peace, but with confrontation, of self, of shadow, of illusion. You thought love meant surrender. You thought goodness required sacrifice. You thought healing would come through others. But now, you've seen otherwise. You've seen how easily trust can be taken, how silence can be misread as submission, and how often your own kindness became the weapon handed to those who could not meet your soul without tearing it. But you endured, not because you were weak, but because you were still hoping, still believing, still carrying the myth that love alone could redeem a world that had not yet chosen to see itself. But Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And you have made the unconscious conscious. You have walked inside yourself, past memory, past ego, past the shattered rooms of your childhood, and stood face to face with the only real enemy you ever had, your own reflection, distorted by fear. That was the battle. That was the war. Not the world, not them, not the heartbreaks or the betrayals. It was the lie that you were powerless to them, that you had to accept the pain as part of your worth, that you had to carry it just to be loved. But now you walk differently. You don't flinch at silence. You don't chase closure. You don't beg the world to understand you. Because now, you understand yourself. You see your shadows, not as curses, but as teachers. You know your wounds, not as weaknesses, but as initiations. You are no longer afraid of losing people, because you finally remembered you are not meant to be kept by anyone who does not recognize your depth. You are not a project to be fixed. You are a mystery to be honored. And something strange happens then, doesn't it? You begin to radiate a kind of peace that can't be stolen. You begin to speak slower, softer, because your voice no longer fights to be heard. Your energy no longer negotiates for space. You are not performing. You are not defending. You are simply being. And in this being, you realize a great truth. Nothing and nobody can ever truly hurt you again. Not because pain doesn't exist, but because illusion does. And it's gone now. There will still be storms, still disappointments, still the ache of being human. But the difference is, you're not drowning in them anymore. You're watching them pass like waves against a shore that's learned not to crumble. You've built that shore with truth, with silence, with solitude. And now you stand at the center of your own universe, not because you demand power, but because you've reclaimed your presence. You no longer fear solitude. You understand it. You've made a friend of the dark, and now, even in chaos, you see clearly. So, no. Nothing and nobody will ever hurt you again. Not in the way they once could. Because now, the gates are guarded. The soul is sovereign, and the heart? The heart is still open, but no longer bleeding. You did not become hard. You became whole. And in that wholeness, you found your freedom.